Next, we're going to work on some problem solving. It says in one Earth year, Jupiter completes about 1/12 of its orbit around the Sun, while Mars completes about 1/2 of its orbit. How much more of its orbit does Mars complete than Jupiter? So I'm looking for adding and subtracting words. How much more means we're trying to find a difference, which means subtract. So Mars is more than Jupiter, because more does Mars complete than Jupiter. So I'm going to subtract 1/2 minus 1/12. Now, in order to subtract fractions, I have to have a common denominator. So I'm going to make a common denominator of 12 by multiplying the first one by 6/6. 6 times 1 is 6, and 6 times 2 is 12. 6/12 minus 1/12 is equal to 5/12 more of its orbit. So Mars completes 5/12 more than Jupiter. And we know how much more means we're trying to find a difference, which is subtract. And from there, I did my subtraction, made like denominators, and labeled my answer. On the next one, to make 3/4 pound of mixed nuts, how many pounds of cashews would you add to 1/8 pound of almonds and 1/4 pound of peanuts? So we're starting, or we have 1/8 and 1/4 already. I would almost add the two of them to see how much I already have. And then I'm going to have to subtract 3/4 minus this total to figure out how much more I need to finish the mixed nut mix here. So I'm going to do 1/8 plus 1/4. There are a couple different ways you can do this, but I'm going to figure out what I have first. And so I'm going to make a common denominator of 8. 1/4 times 2/2 will give me a common denominator of 8. And when I do that, I've got 1/8 plus 2/8 is equal to 3/8. And now I'm going to say, okay, I want 3/4. Right now I have 3/8, so 3/4 minus 3/8 gives me how much. That's how much I still need, how many pounds I still need of cashews. So to make a common denominator, I'm going to multiply 3/4 by 2/2. And 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8. 6/8 minus 3/8 is 6 minus 3 is 3. Keep my denominator. 3/8 pounds of cashews is what I still need. And so on the first one, we subtracted. We've had to figure out how much more, so we're looking for a difference. On the second one, we have to add the two that we know to figure out how much we have, and then we have to subtract that from our total to figure out how much more we needed to add of the last set of nuts. So at this point, I would challenge you to try the next two on your own and then watch the last video to see how they're done.